How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Today we're talking about NNDM or Nano Dimensions and the fact that Ark Invest ended up buying a significant amount more this week. So we're going to go through that. I'm going to talk to you about Nano Dimensions, about some news that came out, and tell you my opinion on it. So every time that I do a Nano Dimensions video, a couple days pass and then something happens with them and everyone asks me to do a video. I get 3 or 4 comments a couple days after I make a video on them, and I don't have that really on a lot of other stocks. So if you guys like this, please leave a thumbs up. Let me know that you like this and the updates with Nano Dimensions. Also, if you want to support in another way, you can go to WeBull in the description below, get 4 free stocks. So 2 are worth up to $250 and then 2 are worth up to $1,600. And they just started selling cryptocurrency too. Ark Invest actually said that they think Bitcoin's going to have 25x from here. So definitely consider checking out that link down below and buying some Bitcoin or just getting those free stocks using that link. And if you want to see exactly what I'm buying, you can check out the link down to Patreon. So we grew by about 20 members last week, just in the last few days actually. And if you want to join that, if you want to see exactly what I'm buying, what I'm selling, and if you want to sign up for the highest tier, you can get on calls with me and a few other people. Right now it's only 3 people, but we do that twice a month. So definitely check that out if you're interested in that. So what did Nano Dimensions do this week? Well, they moved up a significant amount on Thursday. You can see here that on the 5-day, we moved up a lot. And then we went up about 22%. And then they offered shares. So they said that they're going to dilute shares. And we fell 27%. So a huge drop off. Since then, we've moved up a little bit, about 4%. So they say here that they are offering 25 million shares of the company's American Depository shares at $4 per share, pursuant to a registered direct offering. The gross proceeds of the offering will be approximately $100 million before deducting placement agent fees and other estimated expenses. They intend to use the net proceeds for working capital and for other general corporate purposes and pursuing strategic opportunities, including possible business combination transactions. This is going to take place on or about November 23. This is really interesting for a couple different reasons. First of all, obviously, people were not happy with this at first. The stock dropped 27% just overnight. A lot of people sold out of the company or decreased their position in it. But if you take a look, this is lucidtracking.com. It tracks exactly what Ark Invest is buying and selling. You can see here on the 20th, so the day after this information comes out, they buy over 1 million shares. This increases their weighting. It was the 3rd biggest buy of the day. So they bought $4.5 or $4.7 million worth. You can see here that they added about $5 million throughout the week. But most of this, almost all of it, was the last day. So that is a really interesting thing to see from them. They increased their amount of shares by over 1 million. They increased their weighting. They increased their total cost, so the total amount of money that they have in it. It's an interesting thing to see as the whole market hates the company or sells the company, that they are picking up so many shares. So I think there are a couple reasons for this, and I think this isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I would be cautious for 1 or 2 reasons. So you can see just right here that they had about negative 20.7 million in earnings last September. So they actually lost a significant amount of money. You can see here that their total cash and cash equivalents for last quarter was about 37 million. That actually decreased from June. You can see that their long-term liabilities aren't actually that high. So long-term liabilities about 10.6 million, current liabilities about 5.3. But I would be a little bit cautious of this. So they needed the cash. They said that they need it just to be able to run. The pandemic is hitting them pretty hard. But the thing is, they are diluting shares a lot. So you can see that their amount of shares has increased from just December last year from about 4 million shares to 6 million to 31 to 46. Now they're increasing it another 25 million. You can see here that the number of shares that are outstanding too in a different format. And you can see that this has happened recently, October 26th, what we were just showing. They fell sharply because they announced a stock offering. Here they offered 16.7 million shares at $3 each, so a little bit cheaper. They raised approximately $50 million. This was for working capital and for other general corporate purposes. Again, this was just really recently that they did this last stock offering. This is something that I would be cautious of in the fact that they are diluting so much, because this is not like they're diluting 3 or 4% just to gain some available cash. They are adding a lot of money because their market cap is only about 315 million. They're looking to raise another 100 million. So if they do well long term, this won't be a problem for them, right? This is just them needing more cash. But this does dilute a really significant amount. It is something that really would make me nervous if I was owning NNDM. But the thing is, they're still being bought up by Ark Invest, so they must not be thinking that this is that big of a deal. And they did drop in price pretty significantly right afterwards, so they decreased about 27%. They're diluting shares about 33% or so. So the drop pretty much signifies the amount that they're diluting shares. And you have to realize too that they are pretty expensive compared to where they've been at for the year. If you look here, they're selling these at $4. They really haven't been over $4 except for just a couple days in October and now a couple days in November. I'm guessing that around here they decided that they wanted to dilute the shares. They wanted some cash, and this is the way to do it. The best time to dilute shares is when you are at a higher stock price than you've been. So why dilute shares when you are inexpensive and you're not in cash? You can see here that they have not been this price in a long time. They have not been up around $4 except for, the last couple months. So I think if they really did need the cash, this is by far the best time to do it. And Ark Invest is buying them. It's not really worrying Ark Invest, obviously. So that is something to take into account if you're an investor looking at this company. So I've done videos on them in the past. If you want to see those videos, I'll link them on the end screen. It explains the company a little bit more in depth. This was not meant for that. It was just meant as an update. Also, just a reminder that you can get those 4 free stocks in the description. If you want to do something good today, if you want to help someone out, you can definitely sign up. That helps out the channel a lot. Also, hit the like button, and if you haven't hit subscribe, please hit subscribe. We are nearing 25,000 subscribers. I really want to hit that by Christmas, and I think we're going to get there way before that. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. I'll put the 2 videos on the end screen here about Nano Dimensions if you want to check it out. Thank you, and I'll see you in one of these videos.